Hello. We are heading for a spell of warmer weather. On top of that, increasing humidity and also the possibility of one or two heavy showers, perhaps some thunderstorms as well. And we do need the rainfall because it has been so very dry over the last 2-3 weeks in some parts of the country, and even in others close to a month of no rainfall at all. Central parts of England, Church, Lawford, last time it rained was the 11th of May, and southern parts of Wales have not seen rain for about a month. And the reason for it is this persistent area of high pressure. It's sinking air through the atmosphere. That's why we call it high pressure. It's stuck here and it prevents weather fronts from coming off the Atlantic. Doesn't necessarily mean it's been all that sunny. In fact, we've often seen low grey clouds forming in the North Sea and being pushed by that wind that blows around the area of high pressure. So cloudy mornings, but then brighter afternoons. So through the course of the night, we'll see low cloud being pushed in once again by that breeze off the North Sea. Skies across western parts of the UK will be clearer. I think temperatures will be no lower than around 7 degrees and more typically 9 or 10 in city centres. So on Thursday morning, cloudy start for many of us, particularly across eastern parts of Scotland and England. And then that strong June sunshine works its magic. The cloud burns back to the eastern coast, but it does look as though that eastern strip will stay on the cloudy side and chilly in places, maybe no higher than 15 degrees in Hull, Newcastle and Norwich, or around 17 in Norwich or so. The higher temperatures will be further west. Pollen levels still remain very high across parts of England and Wales. Further north, they're that little bit lower. The forecast then for Friday, and we are going to see that change in the weather across southwestern parts of the UK, increasing humidity, I think hazy skies and the risk of showers, maybe some thunderstorms too, but very isolated in the southwest on Friday. In fact, they could arrive as early as Thursday night. Elsewhere, the weather will be more or less the same, what we've been used to in the last few days. Now, the temperatures will steadily rise. We could see highs approaching the high 20s in some spots. So not too hot. I think warm enough for most of us. That's it from me. Bye-bye.
Good evening. Plenty of sunshine across many parts of the country once again today, and warm sunshine certainly in the west. But like recent days, we've had cloud to contend with early on, and that has dissipated and burnt back, and certainly was a better afternoon across many eastern coastal parts. Lovely picture there from one of our weather watchers in Aberdeenshire. It's all thanks to high pressure, which is sticking with us for the next couple of days, but drifting north, and low pressure will start to influence conditions by the weekend. But before we get there, some evening sunshine across many parts of the country. That cloud still with us around northern and eastern coasts and drifting inland overnight. Temperatures overnight around 7 to 9 Celsius for many towns and cities. A touch cooler in the south with some clear skies. And then to tomorrow. Once again, it's a dry start. Once again, for some, a cloudy start. But that cloud should thin and break and dissipate quicker than it did today, which means we'll see the sunshine more quickly than we did today. Once again, an east-west split with temperatures in the west up to 22 degrees. In the east, a little bit cooler and fresher, and perhaps some areas of cloud just lingering around some parts of the coast. Bit of cloud in towards the North Minch there and towards Orkney and Shetland, but it's a variable cloud. There'll be some sunshine in between. And then as we head into tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, once again, evening sunshine. Once again, that cloud reforms, moving inland, but not as extensive, which means Friday, it's a dry start. It's a sunny start for many areas, and that sunshine increasing through the course of the day. Like recent days, there will be some eastern coastal parts that does hold on to the cloud. In the west, temperatures up to around 24 degrees, cooler and fresher in the east. What about the weekend? Well, actually turning quite warm and at times quite humid. We're dragging in warm and humid air from the near continent, and that change I mentioned, low pressure taking over, that will bring some thundery downpours later on Saturday and into Sunday. To start Saturday, it's dry and fine with some sunshine, then the showers get going, chiefly in the west and southwest. Avoid them though, and temperatures will be warm, if not very warm, mid-20s across parts of the west and northwest. That's the forecast for now.
Hello. Storm Oscar has been slow moving now for several days across the Canary Islands, Madeira too. You can see this system on the satellite image, this loop of cloud. It produced 600 millimetres of rain over the mountains of Madeira, and it's going to continue its passage northwards. So we're not expecting quite that much rain, but we are expecting heavy showers quite widely through Thursday and Friday across Portugal, Spain and into the western parts of France, all associated with that storm system. Also still fairly unsettled across parts of the Mediterranean, particularly down towards Turkey. Some heavy showers developing for central and eastern parts of Europe more widely, so Greece, the Balkans, for instance, towards Hungary as well. There's all that wet and windy weather affecting Portugal and Spain and the west of France. But ahead of that, warm weather, so temperatures above average from northern France through southern Scandinavia, so temperatures in the 20s for southern parts of Sweden. So still that warm air holding on for this slice, but further south, more heavy rains across the Alpine region towards the Balkans. So there could be some localised flooding. We've got amber warnings out for thunderstorms over the next couple of days. The UK is still looking reasonably dry and turning a bit warmer than it has been. So London and Paris both keeping the warm weather, but some heavy and potentially thundery downpours on the way for the weekend. Madrid, though, will be turning warmer and drier over the next couple of days. Dry and warm for Berlin, but some more heavy showers for Budapest. Bye-bye. Hello. There's a lot of hot and dry weather for many central and southern parts of Africa at the moment, so temperatures above average for the likes of Angola towards the DRC, heading across towards Mozambique as well. Now to the south of that, a cold front is approaching South Africa, so that's going to bring some rain, some really windy conditions and big waves towards Cape Town, for instance. Further north, some heavy showers around the Gulf of Guinea for the next couple of days, and also some showers in the northwest of Africa, pushing in across Morocco initially and then heading towards Algeria. Some brisk winds in association with those showers. Still quite hot towards Egypt at the moment, but as we head into the weekend, it'll cool down as those winds turn a little more northerly. So not quite as hot as it has been for Cairo, but still the mid-30s over the next few days. Lagos staying pretty showery, some thunderstorms mixed in with some of those showers too. Meanwhile, Lusaka is looking hot and dry, and Cape Town still relatively cool, breezy and unsettled over the next couple of days. Now heading across the Levant, then just the chance of one or two isolated showers, but most places dry and hot across much of the Arabian Peninsula. But there will be a few showers cropping up. You can see them here across southern parts of Saudi Arabia into Yemen, particularly across the Sarawat Mountains. Bit of a breeze blowing in from the southwest close to the coast of Oman. Some showers for the mountains of Iran, but looking hot and dry for the likes of Baghdad and also across many of our featured cities. Bye-bye. Hello. The southwest monsoon is a little delayed this year. It has arrived across Sri Lanka and it may just push across Kerala as we head through the course of the weekend. There is a storm in the Arabian Sea, Biparjoy, and that's going to be staying out over open water for the moment, but it is going to be enhancing the rainfall. You can see these heavy showers that are going to be pushing into some southern and western parts of India and Sri Lanka as well. So Kerala potentially very wet, perhaps 200 to 300 millimetres of rain over the next 5 days or so. Meanwhile, further north, things are looking drier, but of course we've got that intense pre-monsoon heat, and the heat is going to be building the most across northern and northeastern India and piling across to Bangladesh. Now temperatures still above average across central parts of Asia too. Tashkent pushing close to 40 degrees over the next couple of days. So the heat really for the likes of Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, for instance, as well. A little bit cooler closer to the Caspian Sea, but hot and dry as we move across northern parts of Pakistan. 31 for Karachi. Head further south, there's that heavy rain pushing in across Kerala, for instance, down towards the Maldives and into Sri Lanka. Drier as we head our way northwards and eastwards, but intense heat building for the likes of West Bengal, for instance. And here's the outlook for the next 5 days or so. Ashgabat seeing temperatures on the rise, 41 degrees as we head through the early part of next week. Mali looking fairly unsettled and showery, as does Colombo. Some of those showers heavy and thundery at times. Bye-bye. Hello there. There's currently a strengthening tropical storm in the Pacific, just out towards the east of the Philippines. You can see it here on the satellite image. It is going to be staying out over the open ocean for the next few days, but it's going to enhance the rain, so pep up the showers, certainly across the Philippines through the course of the rest of the week. Now, heading further north then, a lot of wet weather sitting across Tokyo, but it's slowly going to be easing towards the south, so an improving picture for Tokyo through Friday night into the weekend. Lots of warm and dry weather meanwhile for the likes of Beijing down towards Shanghai, but here is the seasonal Meiyu front, which we often see, but it's waving a little bit, but it's bringing some heavy rain at the moment to Taiwan, down towards Hong Kong, and lots of very wet weather on the cards for Southeast Asia, particularly for parts of Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia and Laos too. So here's the outlook then. Tokyo, although things are going to turn a little bit dry, we will keep on and off outbreaks of rain. Temperatures there in the mid-20s. Beijing looking warm and dry though. Lots of dry weather across Australia and temperatures still above average for northern parts of the country, whereas further south some cooler conditions pushing into Western Australia and also down towards the southeast. So fairly showery and blustery weather for the likes of Tasmania, for instance, on Friday. High pressure holding on for the South Island of New Zealand, but for the North Island, still some heavy showers. Could be potentially heavy down towards Hawke's Bay region, for instance. Sydney looking dry and settled for the next 5 days, but a few showers at times in Melbourne. Bye-bye.